Good morning, students. I am Ruchika Sharma, your geography teacher from Cambridge International School, the SUA. I hope the new initiative of our school, e-learning, is helping you in every possible way. Kindly revise the content done in video lessons again and again and do the questions of worksheet every day. Don't keep pending work with yourself. So let's come back to chapter 2, that is the physical features of India. Before starting today's studies, let's recapitulate what we have already done in this chapter. As you know, we have done two parts of this chapter. In part 1, we had done basis of the formation of different physical features of Earth, which basically depends on the movement of tectonic plates. We may be convergent, divergent, or transform. Then we studied about Gondwana land and its breakage led to the formation of different physical features of India too. We had studied the Himalayan Mountains in detail in part 1. Let's revise what we have done in part 2 of chapter 2. The main topic that we took in video 2 was three parallel ranges of Himalayan mountains, that were the Himadri, which is known as Inner Himalayas and is located to the northmost of all the other ranges. These are the mountain peaks which remain under permanent snow throughout the year. The average height is more than 6,000 meters above the sea level and average width is about 25 kilometers. The highest mountain peak in the Himadri is known as Mount Everest with 8,850 meter height above the sea level. After Himadri, the next parallel range of Himalayas is the Himachal, which is also known as the Lesser Himalayas. This is located towards the south of the Himadri and runs almost parallel to it. The average height is between 3,700 meter and 4,500 meter above the sea level and width is about 50 kilometers. This range of Himalayas are less hostile and more friendly to human habitations. The important hill stations here includes Srinagar, Gulmarg, Dalhousie, Mussoorie, Nainital, Ranikhet, Darjeeling, etc. Now let's revise the third or outer Himalaya range, which is known as the Shivalik range. Its height varies between 900 meter and 1100 meter above the sea level and the width is from 10 kilometer to 50 kilometer. You can find dunes here, which are after the rivers have cut their course through the Shivalik range, the lakes were drained away, leaving behind plains, which is called dunes. Along with the three parallel ranges of Himalayas, there are two another ranges of Himalayas, that are the Trans Himalayas and the Eastern Hills, or known as the Purvanchal. After the detailed study of Himalayas, we covered the Northern Plains in our previous videos. The Northern Plains are located towards the south of the Himalaya mountains and to the north of the peninsular India. This is a depositional plain formed by the alluvial deposits brought down by the Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers. There are four main sections of the Northern Plain. Number 1, the Bhabar, which is a narrow belt, lies along the foot of the Shivalik hills from the Indus River to the Tista River. Next comes the Terai, which is towards the south of the Bhabar and runs almost parallel to it. The belt is about 15 to 30 km wide. After Terai, there is Bhambar, which forms the alluvial terrace above the flood plains of the river. This is the largest part of Northern Plain and is composed of older alluvium. While on the other hand, the Khadar is the deposits of newer and younger alluvium in the flood plains along the river banks. These were the topics covered in our previous lesson. Now let's get back to today's lesson. So topics to be covered today are: number 1, the Peninsular Plateau. There are two subdivisions of Peninsular Plateau, namely the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. We will read main features of both the sections of the Peninsular Plateau in detail in today's lesson. After this, we will read about the next physiographic division of India, that is the Great Indian Desert. That is mostly covered in regions like Rajasthan. After Indian Desert, we will learn about the coastal plains, namely the Western Coastal Plain, the Eastern Coastal Plain. Lastly, we will read about two main groups of islands found in Indian Ocean, that is the Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Islands. Along with this, one more topic related to Peninsular Plateau will be done, that is the differentiation between Eastern and Western Ghats. Without wasting much time, let's start today's topic.
Students, let's go through another physiographic division of India whose name is the Peninsular Plateau. This plateau lies towards the south of the northern plains of India. The plateau region looks like a tableland and is composed of old, hard, igneous and metamorphic rocks. It is one of the oldest land mass on the surface of the earth. This was formed due to the breaking and drifting of Gondwana landmass, as I have already explained in the introduction part of this chapter. This plateau is roughly triangle in shape. The southern edge of the northern plain forms the base of the triangle and the apex is at Cape Comorin or Kanyakumari. This plateau is surrounded by hills on all sides. The Aravalli range in the northwest, the Vindhyas and the Satpura range in the north with their eastern extensions. The Narmada River divides the Peninsular Plateau region into two parts. The area lying towards the north of the Narmada River is called the Central Highlands, and the area lying towards the south of the Narmada River is called the Deccan Plateau. Let's learn about each of them. The first part is the Central Highlands, which include a major part of the Malabar Plateau region, which is in the northwest side. The Vindhyan range is bounded by the Central on the south and the Aravallis on the northwest. The area is drained by a number of rivers such as the Chambal, the Sindh, the Betwa, and the Ken. The easternward extensions of this plateau are locally known as the Bundelkhand and Bhagelkhand. The Chota Nagpur Plateau marks the further eastward extension drained by the Damodar River. The Central Highlands are wider in the west and narrower in the east side. This map shows Peninsular Plateau and all the areas related to that plateau. Malwa Plateau is given to the west of Aravalli Range near Rajasthan. Narmada River is given in blue color, that is the river that divides the area between Central Highlands and Deccan Plateau. As we have already read about Central Highlands, now let's read about the Deccan Plateau, which is the another part of Peninsular Plateau. You can have a look at the map and the areas given for a moment. Area to the south of Narmada River is given as Deccan Plateau. The triangular landmass lies towards it. The Satpura range forms the northern base with the Mahadev, the Kaimur, and the Maikala ranges forming the eastern extension. The Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats from the western and eastern sides of the Deccan Plateau respectively. The height of the Deccan Plateau varies from about 900 meter in the west to about 300 meter in the east. The northern part of the Deccan Plateau is composed of lava sheets, which is also known as the Deccan Trap, while the southern part is called the Karnataka Plateau, which ends at the meeting place of the western and eastern Ghats near the Nilgiri Hill. One important question arises: what do you understand by the region the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats? Let's understand the differentiation. The Western Ghats run parallel to the western coastal plain for a distance of about 1600 km from the mouth of Tapi River up to Kanyakumari in the north-south direction, with an average height of about 1000 meter from the western coastal plain. These are continuous and passes like the Thal Ghat, the Bhor Ghat and the Pal Ghat. While on the other hand the Eastern Ghats run almost parallel to the eastern coast of India and stretch from the Mahanadi River in the Odisha to the Nilgiri Hills in the south. The Eastern Ghats are not continuous and form a chain of detached and broken hills. The average height of Eastern Ghats is about 600 meter from the eastern coastal plain. The highest peak is Mahendragiri with 1500 meter height. You can have a minute to go through the difference given below. Next is given the distinct features of the Peninsular Plateau that I have already explained you. You can note them in the notebook as per availability. Next comes the Great Indian Desert. These lie towards the western margins of the Aravalli Hills. This region receives very low rainfall below 150 mm per year. It has arid climate with low vegetation cover. Streams appear during rainy season but disappear into sand. Luni is the only river in India here. We will show Indian desert in the map done later on. This is the picture of coastal plains of India. The Peninsular Plateau is flanked by a stretch of narrow coastal stripes running along the Arabian Sea on the west and the Bay of Bengal in the east. It consists of three sections. The northern part is called Konkan, the central stretch is called Kannad, and the southern stretch is referred to as the Malabar Coast. Lake Chilika is an important feature along the eastern coast, which is the highest salt lake in India of Odisha. We will locate coastal plains of India on map later on. Next picture comes of an island. Island is a piece of land surrounded with water. There are two main groups of islands in the Indian Ocean away from the coast of India. These are the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal and the Lakshadweep in the Arabian Sea. These island groups are of great importance for our country. Let's talk about the Lakshadweep first. The Lakshadweep group of islands is located in the Arabian Sea and is close to the Malabar coast of the Kerala state. This is composed of small coral islands and covers small area of 32 square kilometer. Kavaratti Island is the administrative headquarters of the group of islands. Next comes Andaman and Nicobar Islands. They are bigger in size and are more scattered. The Andaman in the north and the Nicobar is located in the south. These islands experience equatorial climate and has thick forest cover. The Andaman and Nicobar group of islands is located in the Bay of Bengal. It stretches for a distance of about 590 km from north to south and the maximum width is about 58 km. The extreme southernmost point is Indira Gandhi.
The map here depicts all physiographic divisions of India with different colors. Brown shaded area highlights the Himalayas. The Peninsular Plateau is given in yellow color. The Indo-Gangetic Plains shows the northern plains of India. Thar Desert is shaded with skin color, which is given on the western side of the map. The coastal plains are shown near eastern and western Ghats. And island groups of India are located as Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Students, NCERT link will be given along with the video on FP group. Kindly revise the content again and do worksheet given. This is the end of chapter 2 of geography. Today we have done 4 physiological divisions of India, that are the Peninsular Plateau, the Indian Desert, the coastal plains and the islands. In total, we have studied all the 6 physiographic divisions of India, the Himalayan ranges, the Northern Plain, and topics covered today video. In my next video, we will just do all the maps of chapter done, that is chapter 1 and 2 of geography. Keep learning the content given to you. Keep working, keep growing, keep yourself happy and occupied. Thank you so much.